warm-up act to get everyone to order, but I have to do it myself today because he's on leave and couldn't make it. But welcome everybody. I'm very pleased you could come to celebrate Linda Diaz getting Chevening Scholarship this year and going off to the UK. As you probably know, as a lot of you are alumni, Chevening, the programme was established in 1983. So it's the 30th anniversary this year. There are candidates, award winners from 118 countries. This year there will be more than 600 individuals going on the programme. And there are 42,000 Chevening alumni around the world. And I don't know whether there is a support system, and I'd be interested to hear from you, but I'm sure there is. And it's an influential and highly regarded global network. Again, since so many of you have succeeded and are here, let me just explain what qualities you are supposed to have, and probably do have as well. You are Chevening scholars are supposed to have the qualities of ambition, drive, leadership potential, commitment to change. Why are you laughing? Okay. And a talent for innovation and creativity. And I'm sure you all fit that bill. One of the things that I've been involved in, and I had this kind of, I wasn't a main contrast with official policy, but round about the end of the 80s or 90s, DFID, which as most of you know I spent most of my career with, ministers decided they didn't like scholarships. This wasn't the kind of thing that they did. It was too small, it was too labour intensive. And I always thought that was a misguided decision, because although it was labour intensive, a lot of it was farmed out for British Council. But anyway, around the 1990s, it transferred the money completely to the Foreign Office, which enabled the expansion of the Chevening programme. And I remember when I was first in China, when Suju and I were first in China, going to a Queen's birthday reception and bumping into, turned out to be the Chilean ambassador to Beijing, to China. And I didn't really know what to say to the Chilean ambassador, but as soon as he found out I was from the embassy, he said, 25 years ago, I was a Chevening scholar, and I went to, I can't remember where, and I did this, and it was wonderful. And for that small investment, we had, we had an Anglophile, a person who enjoyed the experience. And I remember also evaluating the scholarship program we had to Indonesia, the British Council colleague, which Suju will remember. And again, getting the feeling that we were giving scholarships to people who had the potential to go much higher, to become friends of the UK. Slightly different in an overseas territory like Montserrat, because I expect you all to be friends of the UK anyway. I hope that's a reasonable assumption. So we're not trying to turn you in some way. This is not a kind of recruiting thing. But we do expect you, what we want you to do, and that's why I wanted to, in order to say adieu to Linda, I wanted the other Chevening scholars on the island to be here, because we do want you to be a critical mass. I don't know whether there is much interconnection. I mean, it's such a small place, I'm sure you see one another all the time. But if you do have those qualities, and I'm sure you did because it's very competitive, and I think there's only one or two scholarships for the whole overseas territories, and they're hotly competed for. We want you to reinforce one another, to have this kind of commitment to change and to innovation and creativity, because that's what the island needs. I've been saying to some of you, I was very impressed. I went down with Kato Kimbugwe this morning to the marine village at Little Bay, and the amount of progress there's been since I last went down there about 6 weeks ago is really quite astonishing. And I think it's a symbol of change in Montserrat, and a symbol that I hope you reinforce. And not because Michael Skerritt is here, I'm also just so absolutely delighted at the way the road the road project has progressed and turned around, because that is a kind of symbolic project for Montserrat, and it is the way it's now being implemented is absolutely wonderful. So you're all talented individuals, you can all contribute to Montserrat, and I'm sure you will. And so I'm pleased you all came. I'd like to offer the floor to Linda to say a bit about what she hopes to achieve and what her aims and objectives are. So Linda, over to you.
You're not supposed to make that observation now.
Last night I decided to write a little something, anticipating that I may have to speak here. First, I'd just like to say, His Excellency, Mr. Adrian Davis, and his lovely wife, Ms. Suju Davis, family, friends, acquaintances, good afternoon. I'm incredibly honored to be here with you today. I thank you very much for once again inviting me here to Government House. Firstly, I'm particularly appreciative of the UK government and the Chevening Scholarship Committee for selecting me as a recipient of such an esteemed award. I'm also grateful to the Foreign Commonwealth Office here in Montserrat for their support and assistance throughout my application and ultimately my award. It is such an amazing emotion for me to personally know that there are always these networks out here to support and assist young professionals in their educational pursuits. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your support in my educational endeavors. I would also like to thank my mother, who has given me the strength to know that I can achieve anything in this world. I know that without her, I would be not standing here before you, the person I am today. Now, I've written many an essay before. I've completed numerous reports. I've submitted many papers, but I've never quite written a speech before. With that being said, I ask everyone here, please bear with me. I understand that for a speech or a situation like this, there are certain elements that I must address. I must establish protocol. Check. I must show appreciation to the Scholarship Committee and the FCO. Check. I must speak about my chosen course. Not quite yet. Perhaps I should address that right now. As a Caribbean woman with a global mentality and a passion for creating and discovering our heritage through architecture, I believe that professional development in this critical field is crucial in moving forward towards our goal in sustainable development. Now, I realize that I can stand in front of you here today and explain to you the dynamics of the course that I'm about to embark on. I can tell you how it deals with the socio-economic aspect of the built environment and how in turn this aspect impacts society. I can tell you how my studies will influence my design decisions. I can tell you the intricate details of how it will affect and benefit Montserrat's development. But instead, I'd like to take it from a different perspective, if you'll allow me. Instead of speaking about me, I'd like to speak about us. We are in the process of change. Change in the way we think, change in the way we act, and change in who we are as a people. For an individual or society to progress, they must be relevant as time advances. So too must we here in Montserrat continue in our efforts of progression. We must always continue aiming for the top with no limits ahead of us. We must always want more. Now, progress is difficult, but it is possible. To reap the benefits of change, we must be the drivers of this revolution. We must act. Each and every one of us must take the time to initiate, to bear on our shoulders the responsibility of our society's development. We must not depend on our government to bear this burden alone. We must initiate, we must perform, and we must persevere. We must do more. To take action, we must first conceive it. Our thoughts, our words, our deeds must all reflect our desire for personal and social development. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become habits. Watch your habits, for they become character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny." We must be more. We must continue in our progressive efforts. We must maintain our determination for self-development and societal progression. We must become the change we envision. With that being said, tonight, I charge you here today, including myself and even the esteemed governor, who has already made a significant impact on Montserrat society, to want more, to do more, and to be more. Thank you.
Hey, Linda, I think that was a pretty good effort from Megan's speech. I forgot to say at the beginning that I felt slightly guilty that this was billed as a tea party, and I was relieved to discover there is alcohol there. So please continue to eat and drink either tea or alcohol as much as you like. Please.
They've got me trapped. I can't get out. I have to go all the way around.
Oh my God.